What's poppin', people? It's Dante. Today we're gonna be doing a review of the Ricoh GR3 and why I think this is the best camera for street photography. Click here for more. Oh man, we got a new item unlocked. Hey look, it's like a video game, right? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like Zelda, and you pick up the new treasure item. Can I use this? Look, I found a new item. I just started my walk. This is awesome. I love collecting things. Now I can get really strong. Just like the way in which I inject myself with steroids before I go to sleep with my beef liver intake. Man, last night I had beef liver. This shit is, it's kind of weird. I mean, like, I guess you have to acquire the taste for it, but I've been eating it once per week and like, yeah, natural steroid. No, I don't do steroids. I eat beef liver and I just lather it in this sort of like peri-peri spicy sauce or whatever, like hot sauce. And yeah, it's fine. It's like, just do it. Yeah, so thinking of Zelda, I guess, now that I just saw my new sword and my new item to use for the day. Yeah, think of the NPC, right? The NPC in the store selling you an item. Would you like the sword? The shield? It's 5 rupees for the sword. It's 10 rupees for the shield. Why is it 10 rupees for the shield? Because it's more important to have defense, right? Like thinking of the Spartans sort of just defending their territory, sort of just having this military prowess and defending the land. Maybe it's similar to the way in which we exist here with our military power of America, right? Perhaps the United States of America is the most sought out piece of land in the entire globe because of its strategic location and positioning amongst the entire international whatever, like thinking of Europe and all these countries that are sort of butt up against each other. America is kind of strategically positioned with our naval force and the way that we can sort of just like branch out and cause havoc, I guess. Like, is the military here in America the bad guys? Yeah, I guess we sort of bomb everything and kind of just chill over here and have unlimited resources with Amazon. Like Amazon, you know, Amazon is kind of awesome. You know, when I was in Barnes and Noble, I was looking at the Gary Winogrand color book. It was like 85 bucks. I quickly went to Amazon. It's like $60. You can save like $25. Amazon Prime, it could come the next day, whatever. It's just like, what are these brick and mortar shops anymore? It's like, if you want to buy something in the stores here in the city of Philadelphia, think of Rite Aid, CVS. You go and you just want deodorant. If I want to go buy deodorant, right? Deodorant, it's like behind a fucking, like, you have to get like a key. You have to like get somebody, you have to click the little button and then some worker comes around and then opens it with a key. And then I can purchase deodorant because everyone's stealing shit. It's like, why are we looting? And like, so like there's no point to get all these things. Like you buy the deodorant in the store, it's like double the price than Amazon. So look, we're in the age of abundance. There's no need to be looting things. Perhaps, yeah, Amazon is the future, and the United States of America is the new Sparta. And yeah, thinking of these things today randomly, I don't know why. It's just like, these are stream of consciousness thoughts. Like, I like to turn the GoPro on and just think and just like inspect things. Reject the order of creation. The age of sin. What is the only sin? The only sin is to be boring. Destruction is coming. Look, yes, destruction is coming. We have some motivational quotes plastered throughout the walls of Philadelphia. It's really uplifting here in the beautiful Schuylkill River Trail, where I think, yeah, how to find inspiration in street photography, some street thoughts. Street photography. Street photography is the best medium of art. How to get inspired. I say go out and just walk in nature. I mean, it's a really simple thing, but there is something to be said about this, right? Where walking in nature allows you to recognize the natural beauty that exists within the world, the sort of significance you play in this whole grand scheme of things, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, it just reminds you that we're connected to all these things, like the trees, the breeze, You know, the river, the water flowing. When I walk by water, there's some like weird natural connection, some sort of feeling, some sort of emotional thing, which is nice. You know, watch the birds fly by. It's like the circle of life. I see the geese. They remind me of why I'm warm. It's like, oh, I have the goose feathers. That's right. That's why I'm warm right now. Thank you, geese. Apparently it takes like 3 or 4 geese to make a coat. Oh, I thought that would be a lot more for some reason, but I guess geese have a lot of feathers. The circle of life. The circle of life. The Lion King. You ever watch that movie? I remember as a kid, growing up, Roman Catholic, baptized, whatever, kindergarten, pre-K, 4 years old, whatever, when I was born. Went to Catholic school from pre-K to grade 8. So until I was born, till I was 14, right? And so, or 13, whatever. And so there's the beacon of hope. You know, actually, I think Catholic school, like when I think back and it's like growing up going to a Catholic school, it was kind of nice. Like every Friday we had crafts, right? Like we had like an arts and crafts project every Friday. From every single grade, when you advanced throughout the years, you would always have like a day of creativity. We would have days where we would learn about theology, religion. There was days where you would go to the chapel and sort of just like meditate upon the mysteries. It was interesting, right? Like I think actually embracing that in my childhood was I feel like I just enjoyed it. Like looking back at it, like that was kind of fun. Like I remember being in the chapel and I would kind of just like, I don't know, like my mind would kind of just like wander. I would kind of just be in this state of imagination and just like pondering. It's like being in this sort of like pure soul, free spirit, whatever, when you're a child. Like, I don't know, there's nothing like it. It's like the only thing I knew about was like Jesus. But maybe thinking of Jesus in a new way, where Jesus is merely a philosopher, right? Forget about the mysteries, forget about Jesus dying on the cross and saving us from our sins and resurrecting and stuff, which I think is all good. And it's like, I'm just trying to think freely here of his moral teachings, right? Like his moral teachings, I think we should maybe adopt and yeah, be more like our best friend Jesus. I think his morals are good. Some of them, most of them. Yeah. Why am I thinking about this? I don't know. You know, why even think at all? It's kind of funny. It's like I go through periods of the day, like in the morning I like to walk in nature and think. Like this is like my thinking time. Like let me just brainstorm, think about stuff. And you know, by walking and being outdoors I can think more clearly. Like when I'm indoors I can't really think at all. You kind of just shut down. I find that thinking is going to be really important going forward. Thinking about technology, the interconnectivity of everything. You know, social media, the news, the TVs, blah, 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 whatever. Like we're more connected than ever, but actually what I find is with all of this like insane information directly imported into people's feeds and stuff, it actually creates more division maybe. Like, oh, let's hear the doggy with the stick going on a nice hike. But yeah, I think that it creates more division where like people lack the capability to think for themselves. They kind of just get fed information and then it's like, oh, that's like their belief now. And it's like, even being Catholic, whatever, I should consider some of the beliefs of the faith more critically, right? Like you shouldn't take everything so literally and seriously when it comes to studying the Bible, when it comes to any religion, when it comes to any group think. And what I see is crazy international news breaks out and then the streets are flooded with people and they're, you know, blocking the traffic and things. And it's like, I don't know, it's just like kind of crazy. It's like the only thing that actually matters, right, in the future going forward is physical flesh. And what I mean by that is like real life, in the outdoors, face-to-face interaction, like thinking of artificial intelligence, the future of things. I think that actually what's interesting using ChatGPT is it just cuts through the noise. Like, just treat it like Google basically, and it's augmented thinking. It's an augmented way for you to learn more efficiently, whatever. I mean, I usually just use it to look up random facts about things. Like this morning, actually, I was thinking about my experience as a young, Catholic student, whatever, and it was like the angel of death. Like when we learned about the angel of death, so I like looked up like who is the angel of death, like on ChatGPT, and it just gives you nice bullet point information. It talks about the faith in Judaism, in Christianity, even in Islam, and then in some like medieval periods in Europe, they looked at it as like the Grim Reaper during the bubonic plague or the Black Plague or whatever. And so I'll never forget, like when did I recognize my my fate as a human, which is death? Very early on, when I learned about the angel of death as a child. I'll never forget. I think I had like some nightmare. I like woke up and looked in the mirror. I was like, I went to my mom's room. I was like, Mom, is the angel of death coming? Like, are we gonna die? And I was just so confused. And so now, when I wake up in the morning and I'm alive, I'm like, wow, that simple fact alone is just so incredible. I'm alive, I'm breathing, the sun's out, it's covered by clouds, right? Like the sun's covered by clouds, but, before it reaches the peak at noon and goes directly up, catching the sunrise is nice, and sort of embracing the sun and sort of treating the sun as God. How about that? They say the sun is God, right? Yeah, I say so. Why? Well, the more sunlight I get, the happier I am, and also the better sleep I get. So when I set my circadian rhythm in the morning, sort of my natural biological clock, getting sunlight in the morning is insanely critical, where towards the end of the day, I have my feast and I go to sleep on repeat, sort of always rising at the same time, sleeping at the same time. The sun is the clock, right? Do not be a slave to time. Don't have an alarm. Don't use an alarm clock. Don't follow time, right? Us street photographers, we exist outside the passage of time, okay? So we just follow the sun, right? The sun rises, the sun sets, the days go by, whatever. Color is nice. Look at those beautiful bright pink colors. I like the pink color. The skate park is a snowboarding park now, huh? Could you get like a motorized snowboard or something, or just like use a skateboard deck and drop into the ramp without wheels? Someone should do that. Where's Steve-O? Steve-O! Yo, Steve-O, you watching this, bro? Throw yourself down the set of stairs. Like, what is that? What is humor these days? Like, people go on the TikTok and just watching whatever. It's like people falling, people getting killed, and they're just like laughing at it. It's like, dude, this isn't funny. Like, just laughing at other people's demise isn't good humor. It's like, it's just foolish at best. It's silly. And my problem with these social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and these things is it really does kill your soul. Like, there's something about it. It's like, at the end of the day, they're just spying on you and like taking your data and then feeding you advertisements. And so that's why ChatGPT is amazing, right? We pay for the service. Using ChatGPT 4, you pay for the service. When you start a WordPress.org blog using Bluehost.com, host your first name, last name.com, install the Astra theme, Jetpack plugin if you want to install VideoPress and upload your own, host your own videos. Then you own your domain, you pay for the subscription, you own the space. But what goes on with Instagram as an artist, as a photographer, right? It's almost like this digital sharecropping, Insta slavery, right? What is an Insta slave? An Insta slave is borrowing land on a foreign entity and publishing work for them without owning the space itself. Who's the real owner when your boss gets a salary? I am one with the people. Yeah, I am one with the people. Check my Instagram comments to crowdsource my self-esteem. Let me not say too much or do too much. Oh, bro. I'm gonna fucking fall and die and recognize that you must go slow and keep your head on a swivel, especially in these snowy conditions. Like, even, you know, young and energetic Dante can slip and fall, and this might be my last. And, you know, just recognizing that is nice. It is our duty to die, perhaps. You know, thinking of death a lot lately. It's like, how can we live every day so that we fear not of death? Perhaps only pain is the problem here, right? We don't like pain. Pain is suffering. Pain maybe is seen as like this bad thing, but maybe pain is good a little bit for some things. When it comes to like weightlifting, right, a little bit of pain, a little bit of gains, right? Just don't do something that's going to cause you eternal pain, right? You must do yoga. Yoga's important. Stretching, right? I like the pigeon pose, downward dog, upward dog, whatever these doggy freaking weird things are. Like also, I don't like dogs. I'm always afraid of dogs. Like, as a kid, I was afraid of dogs. These days, you know, they're kind of cute, whatever. But, like, not really. Because then I'll see a cute dog, and I'm like, oh, it's just... Now this woman's picking up shit. It's like, dang, that's kind of disgusting. Like, wouldn't it be more worth it if it was, like a real human? Are dogs real? Yes. What is real? The flesh. Our skin, our physical flesh. So yeah, I say disconnect from the social medias, delete your Instagram, and connect more in the real world. The real world, the freaking great outdoors. What is the biggest modern day tragedy? Being stuck in the tall tower of the Comcast Corporation, working for a media company. Create your own media company, right? I am the new Comcast of Philadelphia. Tune in every day at 8 a.m. Can I cross? It's like jaywalking. It's really common in other countries. You'll see jaywalking in India. You'll see jaywalking in Vietnam. I never see accidents there, but you see constant accidents here in the city of Philadelphia, here in America. And why? It's because we're dependent on these stupid flashing lights and timers. And why does this timer go down and then this timer stays up? It's like, then I gotta start to scurry and worry that I'm gonna die, get hit by a car. Check out that plane flying by. When I see planes flying by, it really inspires me. What are some other practical things for getting inspiration in street photography? Yeah, just go on my blog post recently. I made one about how to get inspired or where to find inspiration. Yeah, just buy books. I think that books are simple. Also, maybe this art museum, I think they have a Paul Strand collection or something you can acquire to go see it or something. Maybe I'll do that one day, who knows. Check your local library. Don't do the Barnes & Noble. Seems like everything's overpriced. Just go on Amazon, buy books. Look at birds, walk in nature. Admire the beauty in the world. I like looking at paintings. I've been blessed this past year to go and see Caravaggio's work in person in Rome. Now I bought this book, the full collection of Caravaggio, looking through some of his work, really inspired by his use of chiaroscuro, light and shadow, thinking of my black and white photography and how to implement these things going forward. So looking at other resources that aren't necessarily just photography are good. And then in terms of looking at photos online, I guess the Magnum archive is good, and also There's these two Flickr groups. One is called Street Fight, the other is HCSP. They're just good pools of photos to look through. I mean, if you want to see something that's online, I suggest those two, which I linked on my blog in that post. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed my review of the Ricoh GR3, the camera that will change your photography in 2024. Just walk slowly like a penguin and don't fucking kill yourself on the treacherous slopes. Man, that guy's running. Yeah, running is not advised. I believe that walking slowly is wise. And why? Well, longevity is the goal. What are you doing? What are you walking or running for? What are you breaking your joints and things for? What's the point? Just walk. We don't need to run anymore. There's no lions, there's no tigers, right? There's no bears. There's nothing out here to run from. Like, we're fine. It's, you know, it's kind of like my mindset about running, honestly. It's like, what are you running from? Man, this is such a beautiful view now that we got the snowfall. I mean, snow is something to really admire in the winter. I always love it. It's like, it's just nice. It's like, just look at it. The landscape's beautiful, embracing the change of seasons. When the seasons change, you're always yearning for the next. Like, oh, we wait for spring to come, the leaves fall and then they grow back. It's like the beautiful cycle of life is worth championing. Uplift the human experience through photography and go off the grid. But at the same time, we should remain optimistic and skeptical. I think going forward, that's the way. Like, I'm extremely optimistic about the future and stuff, but at the same time, just be skeptical of things and just question things. Just form your own opinions about everything and think for yourself. I think that actually coming to an elevated surface like this, it's more conducive to thinking as well. You kind of get a better signal out here. Like, maybe you get poor signal when you when you're inside with all the Wi-Fi, but out here I'm plugged into the 5G in my noggin. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. I enjoy the paved roads, the concrete, the streets, and also the dirt trails. And yeah, this is, dude, this iced over. Yeah, I'm gonna just chill up here today. I'm not going down there and slipping. Thanks, William Penn. You made a really awesome grid system. But we off the grid. I enjoy the grid though. The pedestrians, they fill the streets sometimes, and I can photograph. Thank you, William. I've been trying to do a new trick. I want to get the spike on the other side, or the ball on the other side like this. Like that. It's pretty hard.
big pockets are good. Welcome to the Winter Wonderland and the review. The review of the Ricoh GR3 review.